Do you wish to start working out in 2025 but do not know how to start? You're looking out around online and all you see is these circuit style videos where they make you do push-ups for 30 seconds, then squats for 30, and you're not really progressing, nothing's really happening. Well, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'll be showing you how to get started with working out at home with the goal of building muscle and looking better. That's the main goal of this program. It's a hypertrophy focused workout, muscle building focused workout. So let's just get started, right? We're not wasting your time. Make myself like small. So at home gym program, as I said, get your dream built with minimal equipment. I'm saying minimal because in the future you will start to have to buy something or else you're gonna end up with muscle imbalances. But for the first 3 to 6 months you should be good. So, disclaimer, I don't actively use this program, neither did I use it when I started. But I wish I would have had something like this when I started, which is the reason why I'm making this. And the program is a good standalone program. Whether I've done it or not doesn't really impact this. Main reason I use this disclaimer is because I'm most likely gonna put either my physique or some physique in a thumbnail. It's just so you know. The physique you saw in the thumbnail is not achieved through this, but it can be achieved to a certain extent. I will be talking about this later on with the progression parts of the video. Okay, so the philosophy and evolution of this program. As the disclaimer written here, the worse you are, so the lower your starting point is, the longer you will actually be able to use this program effectively, right? As I said previously, you will have to buy equipment at some point, or else you will end up with a muscle imbalance, specifically just no back development, because there's no way to really train back at home. Ideally, after this or eventually you will switch to a gym, but it is possible without it, and I have some options for you towards the end without the gym. As it's written here, without diet you're nothing, and what I mean by that is that without proper dieting, right, you won't see that many changes. If you're trying to lose weight, even if you build up muscle using this program, it won't be revealed unless you actually go to the diet and lose the weight, right? You can train your abs as much as you want, but unless you go down to a low enough body fat percentage, you won't be able to fully see them. So that's what I mean. If you're skinny and you're trying to build muscle, you need to be in a caloric surplus, which pretty much just means you have to eat more than your body requires in order for that extra energy to be allocated to muscle building. But also some of it will go to fat, but that's inevitable and it's actually not that bad. If you're somewhere in between, if you're skinny fat and you don't know, should I try to lose weight, should I try to gain it? Lose. Try to get between 10 and 12% body fat and then try to bulk up. There are online calculators that will calculate your body fat percentage. Always go with the highest percentage shown. As it says, 12 to 18 weeks, which comes up to roughly 3 months. Oops. As I said, you can run this longer, but eventually problems will start creeping in. And each exercise requires between 3 to 5 minutes rest between each set. I will be showing it to you when we actually get to the program, right? Here, as I said, no equipment plan. It is twice a week, full body. You can do it more, you can do it 3 times a week, but I do believe 3 times a week is max. Maybe 4, but then you would have to switch it up every single week so that you get one day yes, one day no, one day yes, one day no. And your program would constantly change, like the days won't be the same. It's all AMRAP, in case you're wondering what rep range should I use. As many reps as possible. No gimmicks, it's super simple to follow and expand out of. Didn't write it here, but generally if you're getting above 30 reps, I recommend you look into the harder variation of that exercise, right? And if you're below 5 reps, I recommend you look into the easier variation of the exercise. Now, here is the starter program. Hold on, let me make myself invisible. There we go. Hopefully you can screenshot this. Here's some time for you to screenshot the starter program. As it's written, it's bare bones, and I will walk you through everything right now. Burpees. If you don't know what burpees are, they're pretty much just push-ups, but with squats together. You can just go on Google. Please, there. I recommend doing military style burpees as opposed to the standard one where you jump. For the military style, you kind of just hit your stomach. You'll find it online. Just Google like Burpee King military style push-ups or prison style push-ups. I forgot how it's called. One of the two. The reason why we're doing this, I'm gonna walk you through the thought process so I can explain to you the program, the reasoning between each, the reasoning for each exercise, so that in the future you can change it yourself, or if one of the exercise really doesn't click with you, you can find an alternative or replacement if you do end up getting equipment or you already have equipment. So we're trying to pre-fatigue the leg muscles because training legs at home is really hard because it's hard to find the load, and this is with absolutely no external weight except your body weight, right? Yes, you can do like pistol squats and sissy squats, but those require a certain amount of or Nordic curls. Those require a certain amount of skill and stability that you as a beginner most likely don't have. So starting with burpees, tire out the legs a bit, and mainly it's just push-ups, but with a bit of pre-fatigue to the legs. Push-ups are just push-ups. In case you cannot do them, just do them on your knees. If you can do them, you can do like archer push-ups or one-arm push-ups. But then you have to do 3 sets for each side. Keep that in mind. So that's what the burpee is, and the push-ups is gonna train your chest, your triceps, and the front head of your shoulders. Next up is the squat. This is just a leg exercise. Although it's actually weirdly enough not the main one, because depending on your skill, actually it might be your main one. If you feel like you're really tired by the time you're doing these squats and you're actually grinding them, they're painful and they're working, then they should be your main one. But if not, then the last ones should be your main ones, meaning the ones you grind the most, you put the most effort in, and you really try to go as close to failure or even past failure, since you're only training twice a week. That's perfectly viable, and since you're a beginner, your recovery is fast. Next up is pike push-ups. These are very similar to push-ups, except you pretty much turn yourself into a V-shaped, or you stand more V-shaped. That way it targets more the front delt, meaning the shoulders. This is the middle of the row variation. I'm not sure how to make pike push-ups easier. You just like increase the difference between your hands and your feet. The closer they're together, the harder it is. And if you can do them easily, I recommend just eventually switching to handstand push-ups. But you don't need to do them like free air. You can have your legs reside against something, and then you're pretty much like brushing up, but you need socks for it. Next up is flat leg raises. This is just an ab exercise. Go slowly on these, and keep in mind the upper portion where, like, imagine this is your body. Hold on, let me make sure you can see this. This is your body, right? Here's your head, here's your legs. This part is most important. The one from here to straight up, this is not that important. You can still do it, but it's not important. This part, this is where you want to go slow and grind it out. If you have a sofa or something where you can sit on and you can rest your body on top of it so that your legs can go lower without touching anything, that's great. When you're doing them, try not to touch the floor, simply because if you do, then it's pretty much like a short rest every time you do it, because there's no more tension on the muscle, because it doesn't do anything. As I said, this is an ab exercise, super good exercise. The way to do it harder is by pinching weight between your legs. Even this is super important. 1 liter of water is exactly 1 kilogram of water. So you can just grab a water bottle and pinch, like obviously full, this is empty, and pinch it between your legs, either here or like most likely close to the top, since normal bottles are thin here. And then you can do leg raises with that, and that will make it harder. Maybe not by a lot, but it will definitely make it harder. So if you're 30 reps and you don't know how to proceed, that is definitely one way. Next up, tricep push-ups. These are quite similar, except you do normal push-ups, except you do them inclined, which means most likely you're gonna do them on your knees, and you're gonna pretty much imagine here is something that I'm holding on. I'm mainly moving from my elbow and pushing like this instead of pushing anything from the shoulder joint. So mainly moving the elbow like this through, except like obviously it's not your hand that's moving, it's the entire body because the hands hold something. These obviously target, as the name suggests, the triceps. You can find guides on how to do all of these exercises online. Just type the name in, you should find a guide. Next up is Bulgarian split squats. If squats didn't really do it for you and they felt more like a cardio exercise, this is the real killer. Even with low weights, you can get really good leg development from this. Main thing to keep in mind is that since you're at the end, you're gonna have a lot of accumulated fatigue, and that's gonna cause you to not be able to do that many reps, as opposed to if you were to do them at the beginning. If you can only do like 3 reps of these, you could switch them out with the squats and start with them, since they are harder to do than basic squats. But generally, at least for me, it's hard to train at home my legs, and this is like the only way that I found to actually work. And at the end of the exercise, we have scapular push-ups. These are the only type of exercise that I found that can train your back at home. Since generally when you look online, people tell you, oh, you can do like rows if you use 2 chairs, but with the chairs I have and with the like tables and stuff that I have, that never worked, so I never programmed this in. But scapular push-ups do work pretty much, although they're not really effective, and I do not know how to make them harder. Sorry, it's just there's no option for back development. But if this works for you, if you can go to close to failure on scapular push-ups, hey, the world's your oyster. Now for day 2, we mainly have the same thing going on, except instead of flat leg raises, we have sit-ups. That's a small change. It's just a variation change, and obviously the order in which you do these exercises is different. This workout should take you about an hour, and you might be wondering what the colors mean. I will explain them in a second. Now, I recommend doing 5 minutes rest for the compound movements and 3-minute rest for the accessory movements, meaning squats and burpees, 5 minutes rest. Sit-ups, tricep push-ups, 3 minutes rest. Bulgarian split squats, 5-minute rest. Pike push-ups and scapular push-ups, 3 minutes rest. So yeah, and that's that. And the color, oh, by the way, wait, let me get something clear. The X3 means 3 sets, meaning you will do 3 sets of each of these. If that is too much and by the end you feel like you're really fatigued, you should cut it down. And also, if you feel like this is quite easy, like depending on what muscle you feel is not properly hit, just add another set there. But infinitely adding sets doesn't necessarily mean that you're progressing, but adding 1 set here and there might help you progress if you're stalling. Also, you should use a app to track these workouts. I recommend the app called Strong. Just type in Strong on the Play Store or iOS store. On there, you download it, you pretty much just type in these exercises and you add them to a template. Then you can start a template and it will tell you what reps you did the last time and what reps you have done ever in your life. And that way you can track and make sure that you're not spinning your wheels doing like 3 sets of 10 burpees every single time for like a month, because that means you're doing something wrong. That means either the programming is wrong, in the sense that you're too fatigued or something's just not right, or you're getting better because of better technique, or your diet is wrong, and that's why, right? You have to keep it in mind so that you don't end up spinning your wheels. Now, the biggest problem is no back training and torso dominance. Torso dominance pretty much just means your chest and abs are really big and strong, or will get big and strong, while your arms lag behind, and you pretty much get started to look like a spider. But the biggest problem is the no back training. As I said, I can't find a back exercise that works. Sadly, and also no hamstrings. But I do have something to say about that in the next slide. So, since we know these problems, as I already talked about the progression, sadly, but yeah, here's like, hold on. There we go. Let me just, you can screenshot this progression so you don't forget how to make it harder. Hold on, there we go. So, you don't need to screenshot this. Okay, so supersets. A superset is doing 2 or more exercises back to back with no break. And generally, it's done on muscles that work the opposite side of the body or that just have no connection to each other whatsoever. Think chest and hamstrings, or chest and calves, or chest and back. And they're color coded. I'm saying pull-ups would be red because if you add pull-ups, they would be part of the first big compound movement superset. If we look back at the starter pack, you will see these are color coded, right? So you would do yellow with yellow together. So you would do burpees, then directly after that you would do squats, and then you would do 5-minute rest. This will make the exercises just faster, and it will build some more capacity. Now, doing burpees and squats back to back is a sure way to get a nice leg pump. You are definitely not skipping leg day. So that's the colors. That's what all of these colors mean. It just means this is a superset. Hope that helps. If the tricep push-ups or the pike push-ups interfere with your scapular push-ups, like it's hard to just keep your hands straight while you're doing that movement, you can use you can do it outside of the superset and just like do it on its own as a finisher. If not, then just continue as normally. Now, progression. Hold on, I don't think you can. There we go. Let me zack here. Let me go here. So, progression of the bare bone starter pack. We have, this is the gold standard. If you can get this, you are golden. If you can get gymnastic rings and you have a place where you can set them up and do them throughout the entire year reliably, buy them and use them. They are pretty much a pull-up bar, a dip station, and pretty much everything you need, actually, because you can do quite a lot of movements on it. It's crazy. That's why I've marked them in red. They're crazy useful. If you can get your hands on them and use them, go ahead. If not, then I will be making another program, which is the Spider-Man Starter program. Think Tom Holland. That's the inspiration for that program, which is gonna be like this, still at home, but pull-up bar and dumbbells and a dip station, because I believe those are the big 3 things that everyone should get when they start, if they want to start working at home. I do own those things, and I do train with them occasionally, generally once a week. So a cheaper alternative to that would be a calisthenics park. Look in your city if you have one of these parks. It doesn't need to have a lot. It just needs to have a pull-up bar and place where you could do dips, right? So 2 parallel bars next to each other, and one on which you could do pull-ups. Generally, even like kids parks where the kids go and play, those should have these things, right? Because if you think about it, the monkey bars, if you can fit between them, you can do dips on them. So that should be enough. Even for pull-up bar, if you can do dips on a straight bar, but they are quite awkward. So if you have access to a calisthenics park, you can use it from the beginning, generally just by implementing pull-ups. Pull-ups are the main back builder, similar to push-ups, how they are the main chest builder. And although I do recommend you would do chin-ups instead of pull-ups, simply to target the biceps a bit more, since we have no other way of targeting biceps. But yeah, another way of progression is to add weighted objects, right? Think backpack and boxes. Like when you do the Bulgarian split squats, put a backpack with heavy things in it on your back and start doing it like that. Or as I said, like with leg raises, or by push-ups, backpack on your back, go ahead. Or you can curl the backpack as a way of doing curls. The problem with this is, one, it's annoying to set up, and you most likely don't have the discipline required to do that consistently. And two, it's hard to always know the weight. So you would have to weight every time to make sure it's the same, because most likely it's hard to get the exact same weight. At least from my experience with just adding weighted objects at home. Never really worked because it's hard to recreate day to day and it's annoying to set up. But it is an option. Keep it in mind. If it works for you, it works for you. But ideally, you want to go, where my mouse go? Either gymnastic rings, which I doubt most of you could have. So most of you are gonna either have to buy a pull-up bar or go to a calisthenics park. Now, the order in which you buy these things is exactly like this. First, you need a pull-up bar, then dumbbells, then dip station. Dip station. Right. Let me make myself. There we go. Now you can screenshot this if you wish, and keep in mind the order. It's pull-up bar first because you need to train your back. After that is dumbbells. After that is the dip station. Now, it will take a very long time to add the second program to this, but that is what the Spider-Man program is, and I will be coming out with that shortly. But keep in mind, if you just buy a pull-up bar, you can stick to this program right here, which just add pull-ups to this beginning right here. Sorry, chin-ups, they are better. Add chin-ups right here. From what I care, you can do like pull-ups on one day and then chin-ups on the other one. So yeah, just add it right here with the burpee squats, chin-ups, and then you would do pull-ups, squats, burpees. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire program. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it helped you. Why is that it? Oh yeah, because there should be like the, like the small thing. Yeah, that. There we go. That's it. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hold on. Hope you enjoyed. If you need a demonstration, as I said, just go on Google. Hope this helped you. Hope you could learn a couple things. If you have questions about the program, just ask them in the comments. I will be happy to answer you. And yeah, see you next time.